Morning, Esther. Alright, good morning. It is Thursday, December 11th, I believe. And I just walked in the barn and shut off the copyright Christmas music so I don't get copyright struck for that. And I need to sweep up the cow's feed here. They just got silage, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. I need to give them a little bit more hay, get a new bale. Probably feed them a little bit more before lunch. And I don't know, we'll take it from there. I don't know what else we're gonna do today, so. Give a quick update on Bella. Her I think it's looking a little better. It'll heal up for you, Bella. It'll heal up for you, but more so what we're looking for on Bella is she's gonna be having a calf probably here in the next couple days, so that's what we're watching for more so than the eye, right, Bella? Right? You've been dancing around, your udder's really growing a lot. Yep, and that happens before cows have a calf. Their udder really blows up right before they give birth, right? Yep, so we've been able to see her dancing around a little bit. So you can tell it's going to be next couple days probably. Haven't had any new calves since the last video. So nothing to show there. Right, Bella? This is what I was just sweeping up to them, some fermented corn silage. It's pretty good feed. Mix it in with hay and corn, ground corn. It works pretty well in their diet. This is the little bit of alfalfa that I have left here that I'm going to feed up to them now. I think it's a little stemmy. I don't know if it's first crop or could be first, could be second. So there's a lot of good leaves in this hay. But once they eat up the leaves, they usually leave the stalks behind, which you can clean out and use as bedding in the gutters, or sometimes heifers will eat it up too. So when I feed these guys during the daytime, I don't give them a whole lot at once. It's better to feed them a few times a day with not a lot, rather than a whole bunch right at once, just once a day. Well, once a day, once at night, so twice every 24 hours, which you could do. But this is better because they get a little less picky when they don't have a huge amount. And they eat it all up better, so there's less waste. Because cows do get picky with their feed if you give them a lot of feed to work with. And that's not to keep them hungry. It's just so that they see, oh, I have a smaller portion, so I'm going to eat this portion up because I'm hungry. And then as soon as they finish that, you come back with more. Just a better way keep the cows from wasting their feed. So it's well below freezing outside, but in the barn it's probably about mid-40s, and it stays that way all winter long. So these pipes never freeze, and it just never gets below freezing in the barn no matter how cold it gets during the winter. And that's because all these cows, their body heat comes off of them and it gets kept in the barn. And they are their own heaters, all of them together, the whole herd. If you had only a few cows in here, it would get quite cold. So having the barn all full of cows keeps it nice and warm. And after I've been moving around feeding hay, this gets way too hot, so I have to shed a layer. quick weather update while I have the door open. The night before last, I believe, it got probably to 34 degrees outside Fahrenheit. So it was 2 degrees or 3 degrees. I don't know what exactly it was, but above freezing. And then we got kind of sleet and snow. So we got the ground kind of covered in ice, and yeah, it's not really that great. We've also gotten a little bit more snow in general since the last video, just in regular snowfalls. So I'm not exactly sure how much we have. It's probably good 6 inches accumulated on the ground. 5 or 6. It falls and it melts because we never really had a very cold frost before it snowed. So the ground underneath really isn't frozen very hard, which is good, but it's melting the snow from underneath. But we are getting more on top, so it's not really going away. Now I have this bale gone, so I can put the bale knife on the tractor and bring a new one in. Alright, so before I hook it on, this is our McHale 3-point hydraulic bale knife. Being a McHale, it is made over in Ireland, and we use it to slice open our bales in the shed down there. So that way a round bale, all of its layers, if you slice it down the middle, it flops out to each side and it's easy to feed right off the layers. I'm going to start the Kubota M9000 is what this is. It's a year 2000. We do not have it plugged in, the block heater. We're going to use the glow plugs. Give it about 10 seconds or so on the glow plugs before we crank it over. This machine has 7,115 hours on it in the last 25, almost 26 years. My dad bought it brand new back in the year 2000, I believe. Got the loader option on it, and it's been a very good, reliable tractor for us. I go to get a new bale, I'm going to take a moment to talk about a question that was asked on the previous video. What exactly is balage, which is what I'm feeding? So balage, bale, silage, 2 words put together, is hay. For us, it's typically alfalfa grass mix that is baled with a 40 to 60% moisture content, somewhere in that range. And then wrapped tightly with plastic with a bale wrapper to seal from air penetration from the outside. So then it will ferment just as it would in a bunker silo or in a bag or a regular old silo. I was just taking the tractor out of 4-wheel drive there before I start. going through my gears on the road. Alright, I have off camera pulled the tractor down to the shed and taken the plastic and the twine off the bale, and this is what we're left with. Just the hay. This is pretty good hay. It's about the same as what I was feeding before. But yeah, this is the haylage I was talking about. So I'm going to spin the tractor around, get the knife to the back, and split it in half. So after you've cut the bale open, you get left with these nice layers of hay in the way that the bale was baled, because you're picking up a row and the bale is just spinning, so it's like a snowball. It slowly gets bigger and you get left with these nice layers. Easy to fork up, easy to roll up into little rolls of hay you can load into the cart by hand too. I've taken care of the cows for now, so now I need to take care of the heifers outside. And what I need to do first, obviously they need hay, but I need to pitch out, or shovel out rather, all of the snow that has been accumulating in here over the past couple of weeks. I don't know if you can see him in there, but there's a bunny rabbit. Just a brown rabbit sitting in there. I wonder if you let me get a better... Oh, there he goes. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Hi, bunny. Yeah, he's a little camera shy. A little camera shy. Good bunny. Alright, with those heifers taken care of, now I need to feed the larger group of heifers, larger in number and in individual cow size. They need a bale too. But instead of getting fed loose hay in a manger, they get bales in their own feeder. This is very tough to do with one hand, especially when I'm working through frozen ruts. There we go. See if I can shake some of the snow off of here. Snow on the other side doesn't want to come off. Whatever. Got some of it off. Don't want to shake my bale apart either. This is some very loose hay that we bought from somebody on Craigslist, so it wouldn't be very hard to shake this bale apart. Alright, I couldn't exactly film it, but they have their bale now in their feeder, and the brutes that those heifers are, as they eat their hay, it seems like they slowly scoot their feeder down the hill closer to the fence, and right now it's getting pretty close, so before I put their next bale in there, I will have to grab the feeder with the forks and move it back up the hill. cows don't really ever seem to do that, but the heifers are just big strong brutes and they slide it around, I guess. Alright, it is now afternoon. I have since eaten lunch and now we're gonna try to clean the barn. There's a cat on my loader. Oh, there he goes. What are you working on?
Don't you know?
I know.
We rehearsed this. No, we didn't. I'm working on restoring antique machinery, not so it can be displayed in a museum or even on my front lawn, but so I can use it every day to feed my cows. This beautiful, and I think they are beautiful, barge box with an apron made by the Knight Manufacturing Company out of Broadhead, Wisconsin. Now Kuhn, or at least Kuhn Knight. This wagon dates back to the early 1960s. I don't know how long they made them, but it's a very handy tool for those who have an imagination. And we have used it to death. It hauls silage for us and then we feed out of it. Obviously silage is very acidic and it's no friend of metal. So it has softened and in many cases totally eaten the metal off of this wagon, but we have it lined with very slippery hard plastic. But several days ago we were ratcheting silage out of here on a very cold day, and apparently the silage was frozen to the floor in the back half of the wagon, and the apron and the frozen silage against the floor actually pulled my floor panel off the floor. So we had to finish pitching the wagon out by hand over the course of a few days, and yesterday I jammed the piece of loose plastic back into place, and right now I'm screwing her back to the wagon frame. So Wilson, that's what I'm doing.
That's good.
Back to you.
Alright, so before I clean barn, I'm going to give the cows another portion of silage. Turn the lights on so we can see. Right, guys? Maggie, hello. Yes, hello. Sweet Caroline. Give these guys another portion of silage so that they remain standing, and the rest of them that aren't standing, like Ruby and Joy over here, stand up and poop so I can clean up the aisle and the floor, clean up behind the cows, get everything ready so I can turn the gutters on and run it out into the spreader. on, guys, move. Wrong way. Now, unlike last time I was filming myself hauling manure, we're still on the same field, but I can see where I need to start now. Because of my tire tracks from the previous days. No tire tracks, tire tracks. Drive right on the edge of it. Snowmobile trail groomer is going by back there, and it's usually you see a snowcat pulling the groomer, but this year it seems like it's a John Deere tractor pulling the groomer, so that's definitely an interesting one for sure. Alright, well, my battery light on my camera has now turned yellow and it's at a very low bar, so I better wrap up the video here. I got the spreader back there all scraped out and cleaned up. So all that's left to do now today, my dad and I are gonna split some wood for the house since we heat our house completely with wood during the winter. Hopefully split some wood, and then it's just milking chores and finishing up the day. But that's where I'm gonna cut this video off because I think I have enough time on this video and my battery's dying. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to try to be on a regular Saturday morning upload schedule from now on, I'm hoping. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.